All right.
Good evening, I'd like to call the meeting for the county council to order. Our first order of business is the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next up, approving the minutes from the previous meeting. Do you know those out there, any questions from anyone or concerns? Okay, motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
All right, thank you, James. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Next, approving the claims and signing the bills. Any concerns there from anyone?
I didn't see anything to count and make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Check on that. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Planning and zoning. Maybe anything there?
Would that be a BTA appointment?
Sure.
There is a citizen appointment needed for the board zoning appeals. That needs to be made by the board. I don't know if you want to act on that this evening or take that under advisement for next meeting.
This is the one that the whole board has to approve.
Do we have individuals that are interested or recommended? So we need to think about individuals and confirm next meeting. We have a
Okay, thank you. Anything else on the planning and zoning side? Okay. Are you gonna go through the manager's report stuff too?
I can stumble through.
Stuff that you're familiar with, Lisa.
Yes. First item, the BSI online was approved last meeting. You have a copy of the approved by Chris agreement, and we'd like to get that approval to have you sign that at the end of the meeting. Once it's signed and everything's sent in, it should take about 30 to 60 days to input all the data and get it ready.
This is the backflow. Yeah.
Second that.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Next up is the one-sided parking on North Mulberry Street. Should have a copy of that ordinance attached as a draft. And this is from basically that drainage ditch that runs between the two properties north to the corner. Is that where that is? I think we looked at the map the last time we were here.
Chris, we're going to vote on this tonight, right?
So for those individuals that are on the street, here, basically, if you're coming down Mulberry from the corner, the infamous corner, it would be heading south on Mulberry between the last two post-sitting houses. There's basically a drainage ditch runs between them, concrete divider, if you will. It's basically from there to the corner would be no parking, which would allow that corner to be opened up to make that bend a little easier for traffic. For those of us that live on that
between, Mulberry and Parkway, that's corners of Nightmare. So that would basically, that tree, it's right there on the left, the little tree, right in that area, northbound, the intersection would become more parking also, whereas we made one side on Elliott, and now this will open up the rest of that corner a little bit, so basically the three-wheel motorcycle and the one car that parks there all the time, that their house has a driveway, will now need to use their driveway, it's parking on the street, so hopefully that'll help alleviate some of that traffic. If you guys know what I'm speaking of. I make a motion to approve, and then we'll just need to, contact the individual that is parking there to ask them to use the driveway, basically.
Thank you. Is there a second on that?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Our next item was taken into consideration for last meeting was historic preservation still has an open position that needs to be filled.
This is just for the regulation, the independent individual can be able to work on one board that needs to be another. I know there are several positions that I'm thinking about, that some has to be independent, some can be board, which one's that one?
I believe that one is
An independent individual. And then, in my radar, there.
The commission shall be residents of Harrison Township in Harrison County, Indiana, and at least one member shall be a member of the town court. They have to be residents of Harrison Township. One has to be within the town. I think we already got that. Beyond that, anything else in line? It says that, preferences, people interested in preservation, development, historic areas, and professional disciplines of architectural history, planning, and other disciplines related to historic preservation. The extent of those professional available, doesn't have to be, but it's, it should be developed. It's a order that, the town board president, the town court shall appoint board members. Okay. Good thing it is.
Yeah, there's some potential language for that, and also. We have to post it.
Yeah. We'll talk in the next meeting.
Next up is, certified letter that needs to be sent to 410 Lemon Street due to the overgrowth of weeds, providing you all pictures. We've sent them a letter every year since 2022. Generally, once they get the letter, it's addressed fairly quickly based on meeting minutes, but it is an online issue.
So make a motion to send a letter to 410 Lemon Street. Director's draft that, our April, send.
Second. On favor? Aye. Opposed? He had to template that, send. Okay, so he didn't need it. Update the information. And it has to, supposed to, some of it.
Yes. Next item, the wastewater treatment plant snails. The job came in at $37,000 under estimate. And it's done, and you all did approve the feasibility study for future remediation at last meeting. To kind of compound on top of that, the item after that, the north wastewater treatment plant cleaning. Ryan asked me to speak to you all since he couldn't be here this evening. They had originally gotten a few quotes to rent a crane and do that themselves. The crane estimate alone was $50,000. Mitchell Stark already has a crane at the wastewater treatment plant and have agreed to let us use it for no extra fee and only do time and materials to clean, get that cleaning done for an estimated amount of $38,175. So with the snail savings, we'd be looking at about $1,200 for town cost, versus the $50,000 just to get the crane and everything. They estimated to take about a week. So if you would like to proceed on that, I'll let them know where it's go.
Questions from in there? Since the sales came cheaper, this is gonna, money that's all, we already voted this down, it's only an extra for this.
Motion to approve that.
Thank you, Heather. Is there a second on that? Okay, thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Maintenance and street department, the bicentennial park chairs are due to arrive this week. I believe it is either tomorrow or Thursday. And I think the guys will have to assemble them, so we'll get them out soon, or it will be put together and out. Potable water station for Donald, that will be installed Thursday, and then I will have to look into what the next steps are for staff to train and get that fully up and going.
So this is the device that allows the credit card swipes and such, instead of using a handheld and whatnot. Okay.
Security, you know,
You said Thursday.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate you. What's out there? All right, next up on the agenda, Jill from Wheatley.
Thank you. I'm Jill Sagesser, Wheatley Group. This is Alex Wright, who's the project associate with Wheatley Group. And he's handing me some information related to community crossings.
Got one.
All right. What Alex is handing you, two things. One is an overview on the smaller sheet of paper, is an overview of what the town has applied for in the past for community crossings. And then the larger sheet is your upcoming community crossing submission if you choose to do so. So, the first one, the shorter piece of paper, I always like to show this to you. Community crossings has been, Fort has participated in the community crossings program since 2017. It originated in 2016, but the rules were slightly different in the fact that you were allowed to, use for your local match, and the match percentage was a lot higher, and the specific funding you used didn't really have enough of it to use towards the project. So in 2017, that changed somewhat. It's changed over the time period, but this shows at least what you've applied for in the past, how many road sections you've done. So with this last round in 25, once that's completed, you will have done 95 road sections, which the town spent a little bit over $500,000 on those 95 road sections to get a value of about $2.2 million. So I'd like you all to see that. That really, I mean, the town has always done a good job of maintaining streets, sidewalks, and has been very deliberate in their process moving forward. But this program has allowed you to stretch your money quite a bit. Some of that $500,000 that you put into that has also been for some ineligible roads that NDOT didn't participate in, just from economies of scale, like you paved cemetery roads, those weren't NDOT eligible. Or if you've done like street department parking lot, it was easier and cheaper to get those things done and you bid those projects out. So I just wanted you to have that information. Then the larger sheet is the process, just to kind of remind you of the process that the town goes through until it gets to this point, is that the street department, and Kenny Bloom in particular, has a pretty comprehensive list of roads that he thinks need to be improved and those improvements to make. So he starts with that and then provides it to, gets an estimate from that, a cost estimate based on what he thinks the improvement needs to be. And then we take the cost estimate and turn it into that sheet that you have in front of you. So this is what he's proposing, about 7 road sections. Those last 2, Woodland and West High Street, are going to be a patch. And so not a complete section, but just a patch of road that needs to be improved. And then if we total that out, then the total project cost, or what the application would actually be submitted for, is $221,350. Excuse me, that's total project cost, not what the application be submitted, but the total application project cost is that. Of that, the town would commit $44,263. That's 80 to 20% of the total project cost, and not fixed up now 80%. So just for reference, back to that other sheet, until last year, and I only picked up 75%. So now they pick up 80 of that, of eligible roadways. I'm bringing this to you so that you can review it. The community crossings program has changed to where they offer 1 round a year again. The town first started applying, it was 1 round, and then it was 2 rounds. Now it's back to 1 round. They've allocated maybe a third of the money that you normally do, where you can apply for that, so it's a little more competitive. But this is what Kenny has put before you as far as what he thinks needs to be improved. I've had a brief conversation with Sandra, which is the next step after we get this. We talk to the clerk treasurer to see whether the town can afford the $44,000. Sometimes it's more than that. This one just happens to be a little bit less. And speaking with Sandra, that's not an issue. You can match. The application window opens next month. So we got the month of September to apply for that online, get a letter committing the local match. But I just like to bring it before that to see if you have any issues.
Is it going to be an all or nothing when you bid it, since you said it'd be more competitive? Do we either get everything we asked for, nothing, or might be give us half or some percentage?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know how they're going to do that. It hasn't necessarily been all or nothing in the past, but they also hadn't really cut anything that you had submitted before. So I'm not really, I don't know. That's just answer I'm giving, yes.
I can speak to that, just a little bit. So, Mel Lockmuller, and I deal with some of the other counties, and some of the other counties, I can tell you, I know you're not a county, but the counties, have had some of their roads cut from the CCMG, but still been allowed to have it. Some were actually said no, they were told no, they didn't, and then what happened was when the process went completely through, then they were called, and I guess there was money that for whatever reason someone didn't complete the project, and it allowed for other funding, and then they were given funding. So it's really up to the state
and Kathy tried her best to allow everybody, but it has become way more competitive, as Jill said.
So we'll put it in and see what we get.
Yes, and, what will be required from the town to apply, other than the online process, is at some point, we'll send a letter where the town will commit the local match. So if you're comfortable in the list that I gave you and in that dollar amount, and our treasurer's comfortable and saying you can commit that, then we can knock your approval out at least of that now. And then when it came time to get that letter together, then we can just get the appropriate signatures.
Any other questions, concerns, anyone?
Madam President, we're good.
We're good.
I made that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And I'll work with Kenny and Sandra and, make sure that the appropriate credentials are there to submit that online. I had a couple other things real quick, related to the skate park. The Harrison County Community Foundation has 2 final reports that they've requested. One is for the grant that they provided for grants because it came 2 separate funds from them. So there are 2 different grant numbers, but there's a final report that I would ask for your approval to have the town council president sign along with the clerk treasurer. They need 2 signatures on that.
Get a motion to make the signature for Community Foundation.
I'll make that motion to allow the signatures to occur.
Second on that.
Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Then I have one last report also for the Community Foundation. It's the Town of Portland Endowment Fund. That was tapped into to provide local match for the skate park. And so after those funds have been expended, they require us to send them proof of that expenditure. So I also have that report here that just needs the town council president to sign.
Motion to allow all to sign that meeting.
Second on that.
Second.
And all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
So I have it unless you all have any questions.
Second, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are you doing
Oh, yeah, sorry, sorry. I also have, also Community Foundation, but for the Urban Trail, the draw number 40, which is being used to pay engineering fees. And so Sandra has printed that out on letterhead. Can you remind me of the dollars? 12,000 something. It's like
265.
12,265. And that, just to remind you, goes to the foundation. The foundation sends money to the town pays the engineering firm, and then we submit that to NDOT for reimbursement of 10%. If someone would like to approve the signature on that as well and submit it.
Make that motion. Okay. First, that, or first, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Sure, I gave, Megan a pretty piece of property for my pension today, and she's got it. I'm not gonna rehearse her. And she had, she prepared stuff. Thank you, thank you.
All right, let's get to Main Street.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for letting me join you on my off day. I had a couple of things came up that we need to get taken care of before the next meeting. The first of which is another event permit. The state of Indiana really likes me to have to use my submit paperwork stuff. So this one is more a temporary beer and wine event permit for Main Street for the Hop and Shop, which is on September the 26th. So, this is just like the others that we've done for NDOT. It's just for a different purpose, just saying that you guys know that we're having this event. And you're okay with this. And so it will just be, the president's September 21st, 26th.
Oh, sure.
So this isn't shutting anything down, this is just people traveling the sidewalks.
Correct. So we will, the event is a 3-part event, with shopping and merchant stores. Then in the afternoon, we will be having, we're going to be, have like a beer garden set up, doing that with a jackpot drawing for some money. And in the evening, we're hosting a silent disco. So hopefully you guys can come out and learn this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Silent disco, yes. Yeah, so everyone has a set of headphones, you pick the music that you listen to, and everybody goes through it.
Some people are slow dancing, some people are running and like.
The outsides light up, they're 3 different channels, and so like if you're red, anybody that has preference is listening to the same thing you're
Okay,
listening
so it's.
to. Or green is what's up, but like you and I can be listening to 2 totally different things, and so we'll just grooving right along that beat. Sounds really interesting. So,
Just clear the calendar.
yes, that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, so we just need to get an event permit signature for.
Motion to approve. I'll just sign that permit. Second.
All in favor?
Thank you. And then one quick update, I am working with some of the honor students from Gordon. We're going to host a Gordon Town Cleanup Day on August 29th. So from 9 until 12, me and other responsible adults will be down here with a bunch of kiddos picking up trash, pulling weeds, just sprucing up the downtown area. So just wanted to let you know, in case you see that happening, that's what's going on.
Awesome.
Do you guys have anything that you need from me? I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel. All right, next up, Carol Super.
I'll get our information joined. They got an LP gas tank in over there by the crib for, I guess, over 2-3 weeks. And there's a lot of times I can't get home or get out. That all-in-one is nothing but a junk place. And, it's bad. They had a big old fire over there on the county side of the road, which does not include the town. This side does. And it's getting really bad down there. And they're raising up and down the road all night long. They jumped the skeleton Tyson, and the groundkeeper put a chain across it. So they couldn't jump it down, it was things. But we're still having the same problems. And like on Saturday and Sunday, when I go out, I go up to my son's up here by where Pearl is. And, when you go to the island, you can't even get over to the island because they got the wrong. I think it's funny.
Who's the bay?
I don't know who ever owned that place.
Is it?
I don't even know if it's on it anymore. Josh Razor did own it. He sold it, but he's still down there. All gone.
Matt, are you aware of any of these issues?
So we've got silence for talking move and stuff. By now that we had that situation taken care of, we've not had any calls on it regarding that, so.
You know, it's not almost every day.
That's what it's going on. Numerous times, it was far away, ran, it's in the road, and most stuff.
And those
And then more, very block access, so, that all takes care of the situation. Once you
not just that, it's also from the business perspective. Like my family owns the field down there. And we have people coming in from like Kentucky and out of town, and they're like, gosh, who is that down there? That is just so trashy. And we're like, we have no idea what they're doing. We've got people that can't come at certain times of the day because they say, I can't get out and I have to go pick my children up from school. So people pull in and then they're starting, it's not a good look for the business, whether it's personal for her and her home or our business. It's starting to affect our business just because somebody's got trash down there, which is just, and the constant walking growth. But the look for the town and our business is just, it's unacceptable.
I know I lived there almost 4 years, me and my husband, and I ain't never had a problem. I mean, y'all, the town even sued us for our land. It was going into a little natural. It was back there in 99, I believe. Bruce probably wasn't gonna take it out. You know, well, let's see, which was it? I have to say, oh, that's like me. Yeah, right. And all these guys.
Trying to take your property.
Well,
You just had to notify your neighbor.
well, on my record, I mean, you know, should you be on the record? You know. But I mean, it's really that bad, y'all need to take a look every day. Got that, y'all don't much for it, whatever. You know, but Tyson, let it down, that's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, like you said, you know, if there's an active problem occurring, people racing, whatever, that's when we, you know, we respond like that. So intentionally, but she called me one day and told me because she was studying in trouble.
I text you quite a bit, because I called back and that,
Then I was over there, showing up, I was just saying, I'm trying to do it,
obviously impeding traffic from either direction. You had to stop, let the other person pull around. Also, here that. We have to go back control, we're doing, and so, we have to. Well, you know, call out on one, like, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and break up that road.
Somebody,
Yes.
there's my name is on. It's on the house. I'm supposed to call them.
so we are seeing her lights now, chasing now, so.
Thank you.
All right, business, other business, for that's all on specific things on the agenda. Oh, sorry.
I just got my normal signature schedule, yeah.
All right. Well, so one thing I'm going to think about, should we resign and need to post for that position? Get that posted out and get some applications coming in so we can get that filled as quickly as possible.
Survey sitting there for that one on Indeed or whatever, or
Indeed, what we used last time, right? So I'm looking,
every time they need to, is that correct?
was that the only place to put it up there?
That's one place that I did, and I think that's where Savannah did too. It was just, yeah, because you get so many responses.
Oh, yeah, we have.
You really have to weed through it, but she got a big response before with it, yeah, and I did too, so, yeah.
So we need to decide as far as how we're going to handle once resumes are coming in. Are we putting together a couple of people and does the initial interviews and gets it to a manageable grouping, and then we decide on, you know, how we want to handle this. Do we have any other person there? She can do, well, not necessarily screen, but she can schedule interviews and like that was, you know, from what kids on that, well, not what we did before. So, she, correct. So, do we want to, get together a couple of us to do the initial interviews and do it like we did before? How do we want to handle that?
Yeah, I think it makes sense to do that. We can just couple of us, otherwise. Have a, say, 5 of us plus individuals who will challenge.
Everyone can be part of that steering committee that would work to it. I'd be happy to do part of it again.
So, to the past, we could actually have some.
Right. So let's just post it, then once that kind of gets a handful, we'll start sharing those between Carl and I, and we'll start that process. And hopefully do it quicker rather than later, just because we're in a busy season, if you will. I'm sorry if you be so kind of so that.
I will. I'll let her run it by you all first. The ad, to make sure that that's what you all want posted.
So you need to remind us to make a motion that Paul oversee it. Used to, the town board president was the town manager, if you will. And he's gone back. So I'll like to make a motion to Paul as the interim. And so we can get someone hired, maybe do a fantastic job, but it's also overwhelming. So we need more than just trying to ask you to do it. I'm trying to be respectful for you, not to do a bad job, but out there doing all the time, trying to fill the gap. But I think you need support. So I can make that motion, Paul steps in to support that on some of these decisions with the board of communication. So we get that new person signed and in your position.
All in favor? Any other issues for the?
RSV filed agreement, did we get that?
Yeah, right, well, it's the meetings.
Right. We're to be able to repair out, and that did not come back with favorable results. Correct.
No, Matt's vehicle is.
GPS policy approval, I know Simon sent that to everyone, rewrite,
Yeah,
my 2 cents worth in.
well, I think Savannah sent it out to you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, that's fine, that's fine. So she give me this for yours, for you to sign the policy, yes, if that's.
Motion that we sign that. You did get a little bit, so just put that, I make a motion, we sign that GPS policy. I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
You don't have a video thing today?
And that there was no bid, so.
No big sale.
This was not, that's like, we were here for the, that was for the maintenance or contracts for, trying to set contracts for, agreements, and we'll just have to keep doing as we have been, on a regular basis.
I discussed that some for your information, FYI, for this continued use, we've been using, just trying to make for approval.
Okay. I'll have, we'll just send out an email to the supervisors, letting them know to continue as normal.
Yep. Anything else? Okay.
I motion to allow Heather Davis to access the county police department policies and procedures this will be for the town board item four. Begins to benchmark town policy and police policy procedures. That will only be advertised.
That's something that's something
I actually, you know, as we've been working to help improve our police department, our jobs, the county to see if there was any procedures that could be benchmarked to see how we're laying with our neighboring counties, if you will. And they have told me that we can have access to their policies and procedures in their entirety. For an approved decision, so we can use that and I can have access to their records. And he said he could bring it back with board approval and at the time that approved that was the reason they didn't request that and get it all rolling.
Entertain motion to, looking more approval for Heather to take a look at that. The second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Thank you.
There's nothing else then, nothing, any motions to adjourn. So, second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Thank you, everybody, for the